Hi, this is Prios with an interesting hand from the recent PLO session played at the King's Casino. Enjoy.
Tony G, seat 1. Niki Jedlicka, seat 2. The Crocodile, seat 3. Gus Hansen, seat 4. Leon, King's creator and owner, seat 5. Jan-Peter Jachmann, seat 6. We have the Berlin-based high-stakes cash player Davin at seat 7. And at seat 8, Ronnie Kaiser, the Swiss-based Omaha specialist. I'm not sure what's going on here.
The Crocodile just limps a good hand. I would definitely raise it.
Crocodile has a reasonable hand. He's ace, king, queen, 3 diamonds, clubs.
Leon comes in for a raise with weak jack-jack. I am not a fan of limping, but over-limping is fine. The Crocodile already called, so I would elect to over-limp. I don't want to build a big pot with a weak hand like this. I also hate to get re-raised later, but I can easily call a raise if I just limped in, so limping is the way to go. Nevertheless, Leon decides to raise. Can't blame him for that either. He probably tries to isolate the Crocodile.
He flattered Leon raised with the jacks, and I think you're going to see a re-raise here by Niki. Tony will probably flat call here the 1800 and watch Niki pot it here. There's no
I hate Tony's call. His hand is garbage and should get insta-mugged.
doubt in my mind. He'll try and thin the field.
Niki with aces now has a decision to make. As his aces are bad and he is out of position against 2 of his opponents, I like a flat call a bit more than a raise, but can't blame him for raising as well.
And he says pot it.
So Crocodile now could fold as he just called 400 so far and he is facing a raise and a re-raise, although I don't expect him to fold. His hand just looks too pretty, although it's not doing well against ace-ace. Honestly, he also can't put Niki on ace-ace every time, so making the call is fine. Folding is fine as well. Leon's hand plays really bad now, unless he hits a set, so I would fold. Same is true for Tony's hand. It plays even worse. He shouldn't continue now.
They're out 10,000. And the problem here, the croc won't fully understand the value of his hand. And he doesn't. He puts his money in.
How can you give the money? How can you do this?
I think there's a problem here. I think the Crocodile was given more chips than cash. He paid over, but he's halfway through a hand. So there's a problem here, and we're going to need Tarkin to sort this out. I'm sure he will.
You did it to me like 10 times. I don't say anything. It's going down the drain anyway. I can all take it back.
There's a bit of a joke here between Niki and Tony, and they're looking to take back money off the Crocodile, I think.
So we take 12,000 less.
I'm sure the players will agree, even though he's halfway through the hand.
Leon, we will all pay. We will all pay. Leon, we will all pay. Just take 12,000 off the stack. Yeah. We will all pay.
And that's very
We will
reasonable.
all pay 2,000.
So the whole table is saying they pay 2,000 each to cover the casino's loss of
We will
16,000.
put 2,000 in for him.
I don't think it's reasonable at all that everyone is paying 2k to cover the casino's loss. This is clearly the casino's fault, so the loss should be covered by either the casino or he should take away 12k from his deck. But I think it's more reasonable that the casino has to cover the cost, as this is something that shouldn't happen at all, and they are in the middle of a hand and stack sizes shouldn't get screwed because a casino employee isn't able to hand out the right amount of chips.
For the
There
fighting
is some
fight.
rules, and you follow the rules, please. And I don't want to make any deals.
Okay, just before we finish this hand, what do we do now?
In my opinion, we should take 12,000. He bought in for 38,000, so we place 38,000, right?
Okay, he got 50,000.
Could have put in 2,000 for
He was given 12,000 too much. So now Tarkin is looking for 12,000 back. It's a further complication, the fact that he's called Gus's bet. So
I told you 3 times. You run and here and everywhere.
So from what I understand, the Crocodile reloaded.
Okay, let's
12,000 credit.
We will pay 2,000 each. That's fair.
No, I don't pay nothing.
Okay,
He needs to pay.
so
He
so
wins
This is
it.
credit.
so
He gets 12,000 credit.
so they're leaving him with 50,000. He wanted 38. He was given 50. There was a miscommunication. He was given 50,000.
He's tilted in that mind.
So
I'm tilted already. I'm not interested in this.
he's playing with 50,000, and there's a strong probability that the Crocodile will put the full 50,000 in this hand.
What does it mean?
It's already 8,600 pre-flop.
No, I don't know more, but
That's the bet.
what does it mean in a normal game?
Normal game, when somebody has 38, he plays for 30.
Like when 8 pros turn up and they just play.
And now there's 35,000 in a four-way pot
Guy makes a
with
mistake.
Niki with the aces, and the Crocodile is in this pot. He started with 50,000. 38 of it was his own, 12 of it was on credit, and 823 gives Tony 2 pair.
The flop gives Tony 2 pair. Everyone else basically missed. Tony decides to lead out. Given the pot to stack ratio, it is somewhat reasonable to protect your hand, but I still would like to see a check, as bottom 2 pair isn't the strongest hand of all possible holdings, and it's a multi-way flop. I also expect Niki to fire big on a dry board like this if he has aces or kings, and that is what I'm hoping for. Niki should commit himself to the pot, and I want to ship it in afterwards unless the action gets too crazy in between. If we bet bottom 2, Niki might be able to get away with dry aces or kings, as he is not doing well against Tony's donking range. If he donks all 2 pairs and better, plus some draws and some pairs with at least a gut shot or maybe an open-ender. He just has 37% against the range described before, and there is also another fact that speaks for a fold. He still has 2 people behind, and they can also have made a big hand, and if the pot becomes multi-way, Jedlicka will be close to drawing dead. It is only reasonable to go all in Jedlicka's spot if you exclude all sets from Tony's donking range, and I'm not sure if this assumption is correct. If we exclude, for example, 60% of sets, Jedlicka has a really close call against Tony, but as he still has to worry about the players behind, I think he should still fold. But let's see what Niki is doing.
You got me. I'm all in.
And we're going to see serious action here. Because Tony...
Now it's on Niki and he snap shoves. This is definitely wrong, as I already mentioned before.
He's not going anywhere with 2 pair, and what's the Crocodile thinking of? This is craziness. He's absolutely nothing.
Actually, it's not crazy to think about a call in the Croc shoes. He is getting super good odds. He only needs 26% in order to make a correct call. Assuming that this pot will be 3-way, doing some rough calculations, he is probably just 5% or something off. So folding is correct, but it's closer than you might assume.
Pair trees to a pot bet of 30,000, just almost pot size bet of 30,000, and then an all-in by Niki to 65,000. So it's going to cost him the 41,000 behind. He's looking at his watch. What is going on here? I just don't know what's going through this man's head. I'm watching the comments here. Easy call for the Croc. It's quite incredible that he's considering this. And he doesn't, he folds. He gives it up.
Leon with an overpair of jacks now has an easy fold. Let's move on and see who will win this pot.
Whatever you want. I think 2 is the max.
And Tony's not going anywhere.
I get 1 top here.
It's a €165,000 pot.
But you block my top is not the top of pairs.
2 pair,
Two.
backdoor spades,
You're in bad shape.
backdoor straight,
I mean,
and Niki with the overpair of aces. We've seen the Croc fold an
What if
ace.
you got a pair? But you're not pairing the board yet.
I don't have
And
a lot,
the spades,
but you do. Which doesn't really change anything.
and the spades come,
That's me. So I get it back.
Yes.
and Tony G has bust
If I
Niki.
win with deuce 3, I deserve it. If I did it once.
They're running it twice actually. They've split the pot in 2. Tony takes the first half of the pot.
7 from heaven, does that help you?
7 is good for Tony. Gives Niki a good shot, and the good shot comes to the straight. So they chop the pot in half. The pot was split in 2 pots.
Niki got lucky and won half of the pot, even though he was a huge dog against Tony's hand. This was a lesson about playing aces. Niki overplayed his ace-ace. On the flop, he has to fold, in my eyes. You should also consider to sometimes not re-raise your weak aces, if re-raising will lead to awkward flop situations, where you don't know where you are at if you don't make your set. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the clip. If that's the case, please like and subscribe. Bye, until next time.